Broadcasting live from Youngville, North Carolina and Ontario, Canada, this is Got Mead Live, a weekly show where Vicky Rowe and AJ Airments bring you the mead news, meadery info, and mead making discussions from all over, talking with mead makers, mead owners, industry mavens, and influencers. This is Got Mead Live, a weekly podcast about mead and the people who love it and where the mead world is going. And now here are your hosts, Got Mead owner Vicky Rowe and mead and wine maker AJ Airments.
From the den of the puppies of the apocalypse in northern Michigan, the bunny pen in Ottawa, Canada, and the frigid but palatial retirement estate in Minnesota, it's Got Mead Live. Welcome to the show. I want to say thank you to all the folks who have renewed or have signed up for Got Mead patron memberships. We really appreciate it. That is basically the only income Got Mead's got, so that we can use that to pay for the services that we had to pay for so that we can bring you this kind of thing. So thank you very much. For those of you wondering, it's a membership that's a little over 50 cents a week, $30 a year. Gets you access to the patron boards in the Got Mead forum and the patron Facebook group. And there's some pretty darn good recipes and fermentation plans and just all sorts of really good stuff in there. So worth a look. You can sign up free at the forum at gotmead.com/community. And if you wish to become a patron, you can upgrade from there. And I thank you. In the meantime, to listen to us live, you can find us on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Facebook. On the Got Mead page and also Instagram. So at Twitch, we're twitch.tv/meadwedge. YouTube is youtube.com/@gotmead. X is x.com/realgotmead. Facebook is facebook.com/gotmead. Instagram is instagram.com/gotmead. And it's like we lost Roger there for a second. Okay, nope, he's back.
Still here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It just said you rejoined. I don't know what happened. And of course, if you want to catch us on social, facebook.com/gotmead is our main page. Facebook.com/groups/gotmead is the main group. @realgotmead is our X logo, is our X handle. So feel free to use that. And if you want to send us questions, comments, criticisms, people you think we need to have on the show, go to gotmead.com. Put your mouse over, but don't click Got Mead Live Radio Show. Click the drop down, and then it'll take you to a question form that comes to all three of us. So we've got it. I also want to do a shout out for our lovely sponsors. Discover Honnibrook Craft Mead with 2 Colorado locations to serve you. Visit our original Castle Rock tasting room and production facility, or our brand new Littleton Mead Cottage and Garden. Choose from our 20 taps of wonderful, light, and refreshing craft mead. Find us using your favorite map app or visit us at honnibrook.com. That's HONNI brook.com. So here we are. So tonight we're talking with Roger Wanner. He is a founder and mead maker at WA Meadwerks over on Long Island. And it's Lindenhurst, right?
Correct.
Okay. And I went there, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. So haven't been up there since. I haven't had a chance to get over to New York in a while. But we've got Roger back on here. Apparently he just went through a move, so it'll be interesting to hear about that. In the meantime, though, let's find out what we are drinking. Kevin, what you got?
All right. Well, tonight I opened a bottle of cream. This is a collaboration between Hex Meadery and 608 Brewing Company. It's listed as blackcurrant, red currant, toasted coconut, and vanilla beans. All I can say here is, wow, this has blackcurrant simmering under toasted coconut, and then there's a light waft of vanilla in the background. Honey is a soft background note to the main ingredients. It's at the upper edge of semi-sweet with a bracing acidity providing some balance. Some of the distinctive black currant flavors are lost behind the coconut, but this is really quite nice and complex, rich and enjoyable, with a lingering sweetness in the finish that makes you want to come back for a little more.
Cool. That sounds like a good mead. I might have to get some of that.
Sounds amazing. Way better than what I've got.
What's that?
I have got tea, decaf, hot, because I got to go deal with snow after the show.
Not even Earl Grey.
No, because all my Earl Grey's caffeinated.
Oh yeah, well, that'll do it. What about you, Roger? You having something to drink?
I am enjoying a nice warm glass of my Yay Mead, which is a blackcurrant mead with allspice, cloves, cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, star anise, and some fennel.
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Sounds like
It's
it would be amazing warm.
silver
Mm-hmm.
medal winner at the Mazer a couple of years ago.
Nice.
Nice. Well, I've got a bottle of your Orange Glad.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Well, I got this when I visited you guys back in what was it, 2017, 2016, something like that. Been a while.
Yeah, 18 would have been either 18 or 19. Probably 19.
Yeah. Probably 19, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I went down there digging and I'm like, oh, cool. I knew I had a bottle of your stuff still left. I drunk most of it over the years, but this one got
That's
saved.
the benefit of a deep cellar, you know?
I know,
You gotta
right?
love that.
Yeah. So okay, got WA Meadwerks Orange Glad. This is an orange blossom trad, and it's at around 11%. Tons of orange blossom aroma, and I could smell this thing from across the room as soon as I opened the bottle. It just wafts out of it. It's great, and orange blossom flavor still prominent. Keeps up all the way to the finish. Lovely, lovely, orange honey. It's just fabulous. And it's maybe a little bit, there's a touch of vanilla running through that. I can't figure out where that's coming from. But yeah, so I guess I had put this bottle's around 8 years old, but I think it's probably closer to what, 7? I guess no, that's about right. 7
7.
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has just a touch of oxidation. It's been laying in the cellar, but I did haul it halfway across the country when I moved, so I probably didn't like that very much.
Yeah.
But it's held up really well despite all the abuse I've given to it. So I
That's
definitely
good to know.
recommend it. Are you guys still doing Orange Glad?
We haven't in a while. It's on the schedule for this year again,
Oh, okay.
so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, I definitely recommend it. Y'all can go to wameadwerks.com if you want to get you some good meads. Pretty much anything they've got. There wasn't anything I had at your place that I didn't like. It was
I
all good.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And are you on Vino Shipper so people can actually get a hold of it?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Awesome. So you guys, yeah, this was the year I was there, probably the year you opened or the next year, because you opened in what, 2018?
We opened in September of 2018 was our official
Yeah.
opening.
I remember the original place. It was like scoosh sideways to get to the bar.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are packed in there really, really efficiently, but tight.
The original tasting room was best way to describe it was like if you're in a trailer.
Yeah, it was.
Long, narrow,
Mhm.
cozy. It lended itself to our mission statement of creating mead for the community and then generating an environment where you could have conversation and camaraderie.
Say it was very pleasant to sit at the bar and hang with you guys. So
Yeah, no,
I enjoyed
it's
it.
great having you.
It was great being there. At some point, I hope to get back out to New York, but there's not a lot of travel on my schedule these days. So,
Yeah, it's a trip.
but it is, yeah, and it's oddly enough, it's like almost the same distance as it was when I was coming from North Carolina. Now I'm coming from Western Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Probably closer for me to get there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it might be. I don't know if it would be shorter if I cut through Canada or not. I'll have to think
One way to
about that.
find out.
I guess, yeah. So if I cut through Canada to get there, I probably got to go right by your place, AJ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you make it a 2-day trip. Yeah, overnight at
There you
AJ's
go.
place.
2 day? What do you mean 2 days? More like
Well,
a week.
to get out there.
No, I mean just because of all the other shenanigans.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. I'd have to allow for a couple 3 days in Canada because AJ and I have
Exactly.
been wanting to go up to. We've been wanting to go up to see Andre for quite some time now, so might be our only chance. So how's it going over there, Roger? I mean, you guys have been kind of quietly plugging along, from what I can see.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. You know, we started in 18 with a couple of 300-liter tanks and quickly grew out of that in 2019 and went to 500, 600 liter tanks. And then at the end of 2019, we decided we needed to do more, and we were already maxed out in that space that you were in. So January, we decided, all right, we're going to go to 10 barrel batches, 300 gallons, 1,500 liter tanks, found a bigger space up the road, created a production space, essentially. We signed the lease on that property March 1st of 2020
Okay.
and pulled the trigger on like $90,000 worth of equipment. And March 17th, the world came to an end as we knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And we stood there and stared at bright, shiny stainless steel stuff in an empty building until September of 2020 when we were actually able to start production.
So was your use of that space strictly for production, or did you move the tap room as well?
No, no, at that time, it was just production. So for
Uh-huh.
the tail end of 2020, all of 21, 22, it was just solely production.
Okay.
And then in 23, our original landlord in our original space wasn't being a good guy. And we ended up not being able to renew that lease and ended up moving the tasting room up the road to where the production space was. So we chopped this production space back a little bit, squeezed everybody in there. And that was a difficult move. We were at the
Because
north.
of timing or space?
No, because location, location, location.
Mm.
Our original space was like right in the middle of the village,
Hmm.
and this space was like the last retail space in the village, and
Oh,
you had
okay.
you had to know where it was. Parking
Oh,
was atrocious, was horrible, which made it a good production space, but it didn't lend itself to being a customer-facing space.
yeah.
So we struggled in 22 and 23, and then in 24 things started to get really weird. Um, the business that forced us to go up there with we call them draft meads, the under 7% carbonated stuff.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, that business basically went away. Um,
Really?
yeah.
Well,
Uh,
do you have any understanding of like what the market driver was for that change? Because that seems to be the hot market for mead right now.
it's I think it's a regional thing. I think it's, we're on Long Island. We have 30 some odd wineries. I think we're down to 50 some odd breweries. And we've got now 4 distilleries just out at the end of the island where we are. That doesn't include, the 5 boroughs of the city.
Hmm.
And competition is tough. I mean, distribution and, we see it. We saw that part of the business go the same way craft beer did around here. Um, Shelf space almost non-existent for distro. Um, you had to cut your margins to the point where, I'm making $5 on a case instead of $5 on a pint. You know,
Hmm.
Dang.
Hmm.
so why bother? At that point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know, we uh, we had some distribution out west that went away. Those, the dang RTDs and the spiked teas, um, really took a piece out of craft beer and our product as far
Hmm.
as that goes on the low alcohol side. So in 2024, um, we had to make a decision of were we going to continue or not. Um, we got lucky and found a small space back in the middle of the village where we were, really close to our original location.
Okay.
Um, and we decided to resize the business, basically, or right size the business, as I put it. Um, Went back down to the 500 liter tanks and small batches and focused on the traditional, the still meads, the higher alcohol, the stuff that we could get really cool and creative with in terms of flavors and mixing and
Mhm.
matching stuff, and not try to compete with, the Happy Dads and the hard seltzers and the twisted teas and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That makes
Right.
sense.
And that's
So
what
your entire production facility now is in this space that's in the middle of the village. Is that what you're
yeah,
suggesting?
yeah. So now it's I call it the 333. We have 306 square feet of production space in the cellar, 326 square feet of tasting room space on the first floor, and soon to become a speakeasy style tasting
Oh,
room on the second floor.
Huh.
okay. Well, that
That's
sounds
kind of
fun.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that'll be primarily for club members and special events, and um, if you solve the mystery or the riddle each week, and it's open, you'll be afforded a glimpse into what club membership gets you upstairs.
Hmm.
So that's the plan for
That's kind
this
of
year.
cool.
Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah,
So you make it exclusive, which makes it more desirable, which brings people in.
yeah. We have these really cool. One of my bartenders has um, got bored and bought himself a 3D printer, and
Uh-oh.
came up with
Oh no.
skeleton keys that he came up with. So, and we can embed a chip in there that's going to activate an electronic lock.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's neat.
yeah. So all the club
That
members
is
that are out
cool.
there, they'll get their keys once they're programmed, and they'll have access to that room. And then there'll be meads that are in there that are just for the club. They won't be
Uh-huh.
downstairs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And
So
it seems like you've put a new focus on some barrel aging. Is that also accurate?
yes, this year will be the year of the barrel. So a lot of stuff will go in barrels, whether it's a whiskey barrel or a rye barrel or
Oh, so this is yet to come. You don't have that stuff in flight at this point.
well, there's some stuff in the cellar that's already in barrels, and there's
Ah, okay.
there's almost so I make almost three batches at a clip. Um, 2/3 of that will go into barrels,
Uh-huh.
and then hopefully Mead Day will have two of them to release in August. And that will kick off our 8th anniversary celebration, and we'll release a bunch of stuff between that Saturday in August, and then our anniversary is in September. It's the 8th, so we'll pick one of those 2 weekends around that
Okay.
and
Nice.
release a bunch more stuff.
Cool.
It is cool.
So are there favorite things that you like to make? Like a specific space you want to play in?
I'm partial to, I've become partial to meads that I flavor with spice and teas. They've been really interesting. The couple of small batches that we made. Um, we have a tea producer or retailer, whatever he is, wholesaler, in Queens, in New York, and they provide us with some really nice Darjeeling black tea that we throw in with some lemon zest, and you get really close to those spiked teas,
Oh,
those
yeah.
flavors. Yeah, and we
So you're
kick
gonna
it up
make a Long Island iced tea? Is that what you're saying?
sorta, maybe. Um,
Sorry,
we
couldn't resist.
we yeah, we call it lemon dippity.
I like that.
Why
I
not?
just realized what your yay meat is a play on. It took me a minute.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Well, yeah,
I'm sorry, but I can't stand that stuff. There's too many really unpleasant memories associated with Jaeger.
yeah, and that's funny because that's what a lot of people say,
Uh-huh.
and
They all make the Jaeger face, when you
yeah,
drink it.
yeah, and then they'll taste it and they'll be like, "Wow, this is actually much better than the other stuff." And
Right? Yeah,
yeah,
I wanna try it. It sounds very interesting. I'm open to try just about anything, regardless of whether I think I'll like it or not, until
yeah,
I give it a shot.
and then when you warm that up, it's kind of like like a mulled wine, like a glue
Yeah,
wine.
I'll bet.
Yeah, So it's really,
So it looks like I'm going to have to drive out there to get some of your mead, since Michigan isn't, unless you do the special stuff, isn't on the list for Vino shipper. So,
Well, you can always send it to me, and you'll be out here in March.
and then I'll be out there next month. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Are you entering the Valkyrie's Horn, Roger?
I am.
Are you doing comps anymore? Is it probably a better
Yes,
question?
no, we started this year.
Oh, okay.
We sent stuff out to the honey board, and both of our
How'd you
entries.
do?
It's interesting. We sent out a cranberry. We sent out what we call cranberry sauce. It's basically just a 12% cranberry mead.
I see that. Yeah.
And we sent out what we call Valhalla Calling, which is a vanilla mead. So
No,
it's a clover
that's not on
base.
your list.
Yeah. And well, the problem is I can't keep those in the building.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
The Valhalla goes out the door as quick as we put it on the shelf, which is, nice problem to have, I guess. But the cranberry mead came back with comments: undrinkable, unscorable, by 3 judges.
What?
And the Valhalla mead, one judge said was undrinkable, and the other judge gave it 20 points, I think.
Oh,
So I have those same meads going into the Valkyries, and what's the other one? There's one more that's coming up that I have it going out to, with a bunch of other stuff too, just to
Well,
see.
that's shameful, in my opinion. If we ever catch a judge making those kind of comments,
Yeah.
they will not be invited back.
Yeah.
It's not a question of do they like it or not, but to say undrinkable, quit making mead, that
that's
kind of thing.
rude.
No,
That's
absolutely
rude,
not. You
If you
better
can't
have
be
good
civil,
justification for what
yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah,
I
unless there's a justification, like I can taste the pesticides in this. Like,
right. I mean,
no.
it's just I think it's inexcusable for somebody to do that.
Yeah.
I can't believe how rude that is, to be honest.
And to be honest, in 2022, I think was the last year we entered, or 23 was the last year we entered stuff. For those very same reasons, because I would specifically pick certain meads to enter, and I would enter them in multiple competitions just to get a sense of where it is,
Mhm.
and
Which
then
is fair. Good idea.
yeah, and then one day we would we'd score 32 out of 50, and then the next judge would give us 40 out of 50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's not unusual. That's not a huge variance, and the scores probably don't mean as much as most of us think they do. But the commentary, I think, is more important.
Commentary is where you get the really good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Assuming that you get good commentary, there's that.
yeah.
that's,
Right.
that's what you're
I've
paying
had that
for, though.
experience
That's
quite
what you're
recently
paying for.
myself. I had the highest ranked judge in the entire world gave me a 46 on a mead last fall.
Mhm.
And I sent that same mead to another competition recently, and I got a 26 on it. So,
What?
yep.
I have never
mean-
had one of your meads that would have been below a 35,
Right, I know.
38,
I mean-
Yep,
Yep,
I've had
the
a lot.
commentary that came back on that mead was just so out in left field. I honestly could not believe it, but
Huh.
it happens.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
get over it. The scores are less important than we tend to think they are. Sure, it's great to see a big high score, but I won best of show with a 32 score,
Right.
and I haven't medaled with a 47.
Right.
So
Yeah.
at some
Well,
point,
I've seen people not medal with double 50s.
right? I mean, at
You
some
know,
point, you don't
Where they
sweat
have
the
like two
scores so
50s
much.
and a 49, and they go
Right.
into and they don't even get a medal in the end of it.
Right.
They get pushed, generally, but
Right.
But I do care about the commentary.
yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you're paying your entrance fee for.
Right. I'm
Right.
looking
much, yeah.
for. I don't want a mirror image on the commentary, because that tells me one of the judges was telling the other judge
Right.
Yeah.
how they felt, and the other judge was either inexperienced or weak, from a personality standpoint,
Or
and
too
just
lazy.
or lazy. Sometimes there's
Mhm.
strong personalities and they overwhelm other people. So when you see mirror images of each other, it's like, yeah, okay, I don't trust that. But you know, you're looking for good commentary from people. At least if there's if they're saying different things, you know, probably one of them's right.
Right. Yeah.
If they're both saying stupid stuff, then they're both wrong.
They're
So
both wrong. Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah.
that's not helpful.
You know, and
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not.
you never know too when you're shipping stuff. You know
oh yeah,
True.
How's
where
it
it
gonna
goes
do?
because
And yeah.
we had at the time that that competition was judged, I actually called my bartender and I said, "Do me a favor, grab a bottle off the shelf, open it, and taste it, and let me know what you taste." And she called me back and she said, "What am I supposed to be tasting?" And I'm like, "Well, what did you taste?" She goes, "Cranberries." Like, what are we supposed to be tasting? I said, "Didn't taste like plastic or that it was really harsh and undrinkable." And she's like, "No, who said that?" And I'm like, "I'll tell you later." You know, so and then unless God forbid, somebody else entered a cranberry mead and they mixed up they mixed up the entries and
yeah,
I mean, and that's potentially possible. But
could be.
um, I want to buy the other guy's stuff and see what it tastes
Yeah.
like.
Right.
Well, in my overall experience in the last 20 some odd years of being involved on the judging side and everything, the the people whose stuff you want to try, the ones that make the most caustic and negative remarks on their sheets are generally the ones whose meat is questionable.
Mhm,
Right. Right.
You know, I
mhm.
mean,
Well,
it's
I'm
like
sorry you
it's
had
one
those
of those
kind of results. You know,
protests too much. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
discouraging to say the least. And then you're left scratching your head, like, are they right or are they just dead wrong? You
Right,
know.
right. I mean, I know
But
COVID. I had COVID 3 times,
oh
and there are there are certain things that I don't taste or smell anymore.
Mm.
Um, and it's just still the way it is. And it's odd too because when I first got COVID, raspberries became absolutely rancid to me. It was sad because we use raspberries in a lot of our stuff, and I couldn't even smell the juice or the berries or anything. And then like 6 months later, raspberries all of a sudden were my favorite fruit again. But then
Hmm.
pineapple started to taste like garbage. I almost dumped 300 gallons
Oh my
of our
God.
of our Mead colada because I came into the shop one day and I took a sample and it was like, oh my God, it turned. It was horrible. And I called somebody and they came in and they tasted it and like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, it's perfect. There's nothing wrong with this. And I'm like, all right. And then, being the skeptic that I am, I made other people try it just to confirm that. And they're
Mhm.
like,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
I would definitely want a second, third, maybe a fifth opinion
yeah,
if you're going to
yeah,
dump
right.
300 gallons of mead,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So
shoot.
have you recovered some of those sensory aspects since that time?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay,
But
Thank
because not
goodness.
everybody does. I was just
yeah.
kind
No.
of curious. Yeah.
Well, Joel Robinson in Australia, his wasn't COVID related. He fell and hit his head and lost his entire sense of smell. Owned a meadery in Australia. Could not taste any of his stuff, like
Mhm.
at all. Everything
Wow.
tasted like burning tires, he said.
Wow.
And it was just horrifying. I think he's recovered somewhat, but it does weird stuff. My husband, Mr. I gotta have my coffee.
Mm,
COVID, can't stand coffee anymore. Makes him
Wow.
sick. Yeah,
Ooh,
can't stand it.
yeah.
So
that's
he's
harsh.
drinking tea now. Yeah,
Yeah.
big time. It just happened, and he keeps trying to go back to it. It's like, nope, that's not what.
Yeah. Friend of mine lost her ability to enjoy chocolate. That's sad.
That's terrible. That's
That
life
is that
altering.
is yeah. I'm sorry, but that's yeah. What's the point of living at that point?
So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you weathered through the storm too. You know,
So
not an easy thing to do.
we are not we are I am first generation German in this country. My parents immigrated here in the 50s, and there's a lot of that thick-headedness and stubbornness that I will not be defeated.
Yeah.
and we are fighting the fight, and we resized the business, and now we've reshaped the business. We've
Nice.
become very creative with our meads and making cocktails. Um,
Yeah, I noticed that you said about cocktails on it was some event you guys are putting on that I came
yeah,
across. That's pretty
yeah.
cool.
So in New York State, we hold a farm meadery license as well as a winery license, so that allows us
Okay.
to sell and use New York State spirits. So
Mm.
any corn vodka that's made in New York State, we prefer, and we have a great distillery out on the island that makes great corn vodka, and then we have a bourbon uh, that we use from another distillery. He uses a winter corn crop from out on the island, and generally ages it 4 years, 5 years, and
Nice.
we mix that with different meads and juices and whatnot, and we create, you know, cool cocktails, and people go, really? There's like honey, and people don't understand. They're like, oh, there's honey wine in this. How come it's not sweet? And I'm like, because it's just because I said honey doesn't mean it's sweet. You know, everybody has that perception. Oh, it's going to be really sweet, and then
Yeah.
and you give them a barrel aged traditional, and it measures it. Final gravity is like 998, and they're like, wow, this is delicious. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Well,
So,
the easiest kind of mead you could possibly make in the world is to make a dry mead.
yes,
Doesn't mean it's the best mead,
correct.
but it's certainly the easiest thing you can do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's fun. And that's been really fun because we've added mocktails to our offerings in the tasting room, because lo and behold, there's a generation that decided alcohol is not cool. Um, and now we keep those people in the group that come in that do think alcohol is cool, and keep them interested and engaged, so people will stay longer and everybody will be feeling like they're part of the party. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I like
that's been
that.
another thing we did this year. So,
That's cool.
mocktails, cocktails, spirits, mead. Um, it works.
Mocktails
Yeah.
are good for the designated drivers too.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a nice thing because then everybody gets to play.
Yeah,
So
and we treat the mocktails, so a lot of times we'll create a mocktail recipe and then add alcohol, do it the reverse,
yeah.
which seems to
Oh,
work,
sure.
a little bit better, because you make a better mocktail. And we do the same fancy foofy garnish and whatever on the mocktail that we do on a cocktail. So, first glance at a table, unless you made it and served it, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, it absolutely works.
Mm-hmm. Brad over at Be Nectar
Uh-huh.
has a half dozen mocktails that he makes in cans, and
Yeah.
they're alcohol free, and it's great because you can just take them and just put the vodka in and you're off and going.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're great. I mean, he loaded me up with a bunch of those when I was down there visiting last time, and they're great. I love them. If I was just like, today I just feel like I need an old fashioned, but I don't want to get drunk.
Right.
Or, I'd like to drink, but I have to drive.
Yeah.
But I have to
Yeah.
drive, exactly. So
Right.
so they're great to have, and you get to enjoy that flavor and experience of the cocktail, but without the side effects, if you will.
Right. Right. And we found that playing with juice and ginger beers and those types of things, you can really get across the specific flavor you're looking for and not have to go into those non-alcoholic spirits, because some of those things are more expensive than the real stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, the de-alkalized stuff and all of
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
yeah,
And some of it's
doesn't taste that good either.
just not
yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you
I've
for
seen the
saying
stuff
that.
with the near beer. It's like,
Yeah.
ugh. It's like if you really, 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 really gotta have a beer and you can't have alcohol, okay, but dude, seriously.
Yeah. So that's been part of this past year is doing the move, resizing, restructuring, reimaging, and it's starting to work. So
Cool.
Good deal.
yeah.
I guess resilience is the key of success, eh?
Yeah.
Well, it's just like when during COVID, right? If when COVID happened, if your business was on premise, right, you were screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks that were able to pivot and go to packaging and sell
Mm-hmm.
packaged stuff either out of your tasting room or hook up with a retailer,
Yep.
they were successful. And the same thing on the tavern side. You know, people are not sitting in your restaurant unless you can figure out the rules, but put it in a clamshell and sell it anyway.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
the folks that did that are the ones that are still here today for the most part.
Heck, there were a few that launched in the middle of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And they survived it. I guess if you launch in the midst of adversity,
We did great during COVID. The 2020, 21, and 22 were our best years as we grew 10% each one of those years.
huh. Well,
And
I
then,
suppose, if you're having to stay home a lot, you might as well drink.
well, what happened was we started packaging stuff and, instead of making 12 kegs, we made 4 kegs and put the rest of the stuff in cans or bottles. Um,
Okay.
and, it was the on-premise, you know, market got really tough post COVID because you have the macro wineries and distilleries and breweries that just come in there with boatloads of money and free shit, and they're like, here, buy our stuff. And how do you
Yeah.
compete with that? You're a 10-barrel brewery, or you're making 120-gallon batches of wine. How do you compete? You can't compete with that.
No.
So you know you keep it into your own tasting room, and then you open up a satellite location. You open up another tasting room, and you become your own liquor store chain.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's a good
and
way
you
to,
get
it's
to
a good way to it's a good way to look at
yeah, you
it.
get to keep all the margin, and you
You're not
you
having to argue with distributors all the time, because
right,
they're like, well, where am I going to put this stuff? Oh yeah, on the bottom shelf in the back where it's covered in dust and nobody will ever
right.
see it.
Put it in the port wine section. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, great.
God, yeah, I
Like,
know.
That's
who
great.
goes to the port wine section?
I found a Total Wine one time, and the mead was with the ciders.
Yeah,
And then another time they were in the port wine section, and then a third time it was with the they had it over like with the Boone's Farm level stuff.
Yeah, it's small market stuff, though. I mean,
It is, yeah.
honestly,
yeah,
what do you expect them to do? You expect them to give you a premium spot in a giant store?
yeah.
Not a
Probably
premium
not,
spot, but the bottom shelf in a corner covered in dust is maybe a little over the
right? I
top.
know it's a perennial problem. We all understand
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
yeah.
Make a mead
So
section. Mm.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I would have put and I've heard the arguments for and against this. I would have put it over by the craft beers because there's a huge section for that,
right,
Right.
And I mean, there's a whole wall of craft beers on two
Yep.
sides. There's the stuff in the cooler and the stuff on the wall,
Right.
and
Yeah,
and it's
we've got a Total Wine in town, and
yeah.
they have
I haven't been to
one
one since I
4-foot
we don't have
rack,
beers.
that has 3 shelves on it, and there's mead in there, and
Yeah.
there's only 2 meads in there that are worth buying.
Is Tom's Mead still in there from London?
His has never been in ours.
Oh yeah, that's where I found his stuff in the
Gosnells,
States.
you
Was
mean?
that? Huh?
You mean Gosnells?
Yeah, Gosnell's
Yeah, they've never
is.
had Gosnells in my Total Wine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, our Total Wine had it. I was kind of stunned to see it, honestly. I didn't realize he was being distributed there, but that was a while back too. He may not still be. I don't know. It's not like these things last forever.
Well, I mean, Total Wine's a tough place for a small producer to be honest. I mean, there's just no way around that. They're gigantic, and they're going to feature their own wines first and foremost.
yep.
So, yeah, I mean, the distribution business is tough on meaderies because it's what are you getting? maybe if you're lucky, 10 cents on the dollar.
And then you're in there trying to sell your own product for them because they
Right.
don't know how.
Yeah,
to
you
Because
go
they
in and you
won't.
do like demos and tastings.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just sure, it's a way to add a little extra income to the bottom line, but it's a lot of extra work for pretty low
Yeah.
margin. So if you can
Yeah.
fill your tap room, that's the way to go.
Yep.
Hey, are you retired now, Roger?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh, I thought you would have said you're another not young like me. So I didn't
Yeah.
know if you'd retired yet, because I know we're fairly
Yeah,
Well, not
I'm-
young, but not old either.
not old
Yeah.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. Too young to retire and too old to hire. That's,
Too old
Yeah,
to hire.
right.
Yeah, I
Isn't
know.
that the way
My
it
husband-
works? Yeah.
My husband's in that zone right now. It's like all I got to do is survive whatever layoffs they have between now and like 3 years from now.
yeah.
Or he's praying for a layoff with 2 years of severance, you know?
Oh yeah, his company does not give
Yeah.
2 years of severance. You have to work for the state. You want that kind of thing.
That's a
Yeah.
unicorn.
Yeah.
Or
it
a
is.
really big company.
Yeah.
Yeah, John works for a huge multinational, and no, they don't.
Well,
do
there you
that.
go. I bet
Which
you.
is hilarious because they're owned by the French. You know, the people that take the entire summer off every year. I mean, they
Yeah.
get like more vacation than any 27 people you want to mention, you know, combined. And yeah, every year. But no, we can't give, you know, any kind of going out the door stuff for somebody who's worked there 35 years. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, okay, bite me,
Yeah.
you know.
So, Roger, how many days a week are you guys actually open?
Right now in this frozen tundra, we're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
Come the spring, we'll add Thursday nights again,
Uh-huh.
and then the
Yeah,
rest
so
of
when
the
I-
week. The rest of the week we do like special events. Like we have a book club and we have a game club that come in, and they'll come in like on a Wednesday night or something like that.
Oh,
So
I see. So you open for those.
Yeah. We'll staff for those.
Yeah, it's
but
like private party
Right.
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, one of the
Yeah,
things, you know, like when I travel, if we're driving particularly, you know, I like to stop in at places along the way. But, you know, most of the travel is during either hours where the places aren't open, or on
Mhm.
nights or
Mhm.
days when they aren't open. And so
Right.
it's a little tougher, you know, to get in and check out some of these places when you're on the road, which is
Yep.
always a little disappointing. And I certainly understand why, right? I mean, small business, you only have so many hours you can work. You don't want to pay people to be there if you don't have the business. I get it.
Mhm.
But
It's tough.
you know, when you travel, you want to check out some of these places you've heard of or sound interesting, and you
Yeah.
can't always do it.
I basically plan my trips around visiting meaderies. So I'll call them up and go, okay, so Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm going to be in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Are you guys open? And I try to go when they're not going to be super busy, because the last thing I want to do is distract them when they're trying
Well,
to
right,
run their
right,
business.
Right.
for sure.
You know?
But you know,
So
I have a spouse who's not really much of a drinker. Not that
true.
I'm a huge
Yeah.
drinker
Got a
either,
built-in-
but, you know.
you've got
Yeah.
a built-in designated driver, which is nice.
Well, there's
I
that,
kind
but
of do
there's,
too, because John doesn't drink the meads when I go to places.
there's
Usually he doesn't
only
even go
so
with
many of
me.
these places you can actually visit with a spouse who's not that interested.
Yeah, true. There is that. Generally,
you go.
John just will go like, I'll stay in the trailer or at the hotel or whatever. We'll see you in a while.
Okay.
Don't drink too much, you know.
I have a feeling
funny.
if I told my partner, just stay in the car, you'll be fine for the next 6 hours, that's not going to fly.
No, I've never done that. But like when we were doing the around the country trip with the RV, John's like, well, somebody's got to stay here with the dogs. You go have fun, honey. So I'm
All
like,
right.
here I am driving to Portland, you know, and stuff like that. So
My wife knows how this works. You get in there and you start talking. Uh-huh.
and yet it takes forever, yeah. And then when it's time to go, it takes 20 minutes to get out the door. Easy.
Yep.
If it's a big place, it might take an hour.
Yep.
We call that the Minnesota goodbye here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so we called it Michigan goodbye. So what the?
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
We've got the same issue here.
Mhm.
Mark's like pointing at his watch that he doesn't wear.
Uh-huh.
I get that too. John will be like side eyeing me, going, "I'd like to leave now."
Yeah, I get more of the dirty looks, yes. I don't really get the watch thing, but yeah.
Yeah. I just ignore him because this is the same guy that I'll have 2 bites of my meal at a restaurant and he'll have already finished his entire entree and he's like, "You ready to go now?" I keep telling him, he's got to eat slower, you know. And today he
Right.
says, "I have to learn to eat slower." I'm like, "You think?"
Good stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that's okay. So you guys are not far from where your original space was.
We're at 200 feet from the original store.
Really? Oh my
Nice.
gosh. I hope it's a little bigger than the other one was.
It's square. It's not rectangular.
Oh, okay. So
So
similar amounts of space, but laid out differently.
yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
I mean,
work.
it's the same. We can get the same number. I can get 24 people in the space.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the other space we could get like 28 or 30, but
Uh-huh.
you have to go outside to go around the building to get to the bathroom at that
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a little easier to negotiate, and um, it's a nice, cozy, small space. Everybody hangs out. It's good stuff.
Nice.
And we have outdoor seating again, which we didn't have at the production space slash tasting room interim. We didn't have that. Now we have cafe seating or bistro seating outside again, like we used to have, which is nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the idea of outdoor seating. It's always nice to have that when it's not, frigid cold and all
Yeah.
that, obviously.
Oh
Cold,
yeah.
rainy, or bugs. Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Good stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you guys moved what, in the fall?
We moved in December of 24.
24. Okay.
Yeah, we took the space in January of no, wait a minute. What am I saying? Where are we? We're 26. Yes, we moved December
Yeah, what year is
24.
it?
Right. And then we took the space in January of 24, 25, and put our paperwork in. And, simple thing, we're just going to move our licenses. We're not applying for a new license. We're just moving our license. Paperwork went in third week of January, and it was like the second week of March, and we hadn't heard anything, and got frustrated. And I reached out to my local congressman and sent them an email with pleading my case and a little bit of a sob story, and mom and pop shop, and this is our dream, and we don't understand what's going on. And the next morning I had my federal permit at 9:30, and 2 hours later I had my state permit.
Well, that's awesome.
Nice. It's so nice when the Congress critters actually work for their constituents.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he chalked it up. He made it a nice little success story, and
Yeah.
hoorah. But if I would have known that's all it would have taken, I would have called him in February.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Called
Right.
him earlier. It's like, dude, really?
And we
Yeah,
lost the
I have-
whole.
I-
Did you run into any trouble with like sack and whack, rebuilding spaces? Because you're moving into a new space each time, right? So that requires all kinds of sewer and drainage and water
Water
usage
drain.
and all those
Yeah.
sorts of things. I mean, that's you've now done that in 3 different spaces. That's a pretty big investment. How did that work for you?
It wasn't that big of an investment when you're frugal and you repurpose. Yes, unfortunately we had downtime, but I made the best use of it, put the infrastructure in. I manage buildings. I do facility management and small project construction. So I got really good at building bars.
Okay.
And every time I built a new bar, I got better at it because all the mistakes I made on the previous version,
You found new mistakes to make.
I got new mistakes to make. Exactly. So,
But hopefully
You know.
fewer of the old ones, right? Yeah.
yes, fewer of the old ones, and then you run into some of the new ones, and it's a process. But we're in a village that has its own set of rules,
Uh-huh.
which
That's
is
nice.
which is the nicest thing about where we are. And they're very receptive to small business. So we enjoy that perk
Sure.
And we put our paperwork in, and we dot the I's and cross the T's and write the checks, and everybody's happy, and we progress. But yeah, sometimes I almost think I like building shit more than I like making shit. So,
Could have
but
something to do with the fact that, that's kind of what you do.
yeah, I mean, you put stuff in a tank, and then you got to wait 4 weeks before you need to do anything with it. So what do you do in the meantime? You find
You build
something
shit.
you find something to build or redecorate or you know whatever. So yeah,
Yep. Yeah, I get that. I do property maintenance myself.
yeah, there you go. Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, that's
What else you want to know?
What's your favorite yeast and why?
yeah, yeah, there we go.
Oh, good question. So for the session meads, it's 71B. I just like the way it just burns through, and 3 days, 4 days, you got a 5% mead or 6% mead. It's not that bad. You let it sit for
Mhm.
another week, then we run it through a cross flow filter, and um, if we're gonna post flavor it, we'll do that. If not, um, we'll just put it in the bright tank, and off we go. Um, for like the Yay mead, that's the old RC 212.
Oh yeah.
Um, I like that, and it's funny because I use black currant in that, and I make another black currant mead that we age in oak, that we call Mitternacht. And for that one, I use the BM4X4,
Okay,
which is
I like BM 4x4. That's
yeah,
a nice one. I used
yeah,
that when I made my pie mint, and it turned out lovely.
yeah. I made a so at the end of our stay at our production space, buddy that owns a brewery, his partner divorced him as well, who was a mead maker, and he had a bunch of buckets of Pinot Noir juice. And he's like, "You want this stuff?" And I'm like, "Sure."
Yeah, no
So
kidding.
a little Pinot Noir juice and some honey, and we called it "I Don't Care No More." And I used the BM4x4, and it was delicious. It was
Nice.
absolutely delicious, and it was a small 40-gallon batch, um, but it was that's a great yeast. That and the what is it? Uvafarm 43.
Yeah, you have a 43 or is it 42? I can never
43,
remember.
I remember,
Is it?
but I like
Okay.
it because it's got a high alcohol tolerance, and it's like neutral.
Yeah.
Um, I it's it does its job. It makes alcohol, but it makes a nice clean alcohol, especially if you treat it well. Um, I like that. Yeah. QA
That's
23 for sizers and ciders.
nice.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on the RC 212 with currants and black currants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's for
that's my
snickety,
favorite
but
for.
it works good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I find it to be a whiny pants yeast, but it definitely does a really good job.
Yeah. And if you treat it nice, and you keep it around 66 degrees when it's fermenting, it just it just goes along 3 or 4 points a day, or 5 points a day, and you know you can put it to rest if you want. So
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah, it does. I've been playing with DV10 of late. Doing a
We Yeah, we used that on. We had gotten some Brazilian honey from when Bee Seasonal was
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
selling that,
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
we used the DV10 on one of those. I forget which one it was. It might have been the pink peppercorn honey,
Okay.
blossom
Oh
honey,
yeah,
whatever
the
it was.
Marmolario.
The
Yeah,
marmalade. Yeah,
there you go.
that's a nice honey.
And we threw some DV10 in there just for shits and giggles to see how it would come out. And then we ended up putting it in a rye barrel and aging it in a rye barrel for like 6 months. And we ended up calling it Saúde,
Mm.
Nice.
which is Portuguese for cheers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
did a trad with it and used the monkey pod Hawaiian honey.
oh, all right.
So, yeah, tons of florals in that. I mean, it's just really very, very floral, like most of the Hawaiian honeys. But so
Uh-huh.
far, so good. It's doing pretty nice. It's just about finished. I gotta rack it, and
Yeah.
you know,
DV10 is my go-to for trads.
yeah,
It's
that was
very
kind of my
neutral.
thinking. Yeah, I got to do another one. I'm teaching a class next weekend, and I think 15 people coming. I was really impressed
Oh
Wow.
with
boy.
that. And I've got my kitchen or my dining room is full of equipment right now because of that. 6 people are brand new, so they
Yeah.
bought
Mm.
equipment kits, and I had
Oh wow.
yeah, so I've got like $750 worth of mead making equipment all sitting around in my kitchen or in my dining room. But yeah,
There you
but
go.
we're gonna do a trad then too, and I think this time I gotta look at my honeys and see. I'm thinking I might take some of the clover, the 2018 clover.
Hmm.
That's an
You know,
awfully nice honey to give to beginners who don't know what they're doing.
oh no, I'm not giving it to them. I'm gonna make a mead with it.
Okay. All right.
They're all beekeepers. They're bringing their own honey.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Good.
No, oh, no. They'll get to taste the results, but I'm so
You
not
hear
gonna.
what I'm
I've only got,
saying,
yeah, I totally do. I've only got 2 gallons of that. I'm gonna guard it with my life.
right?
That's
But
funny.
yeah, it is. But yeah, no, I've been looking at that, going, what am I gonna? I want to do something with this, but I want to showcase that such beautiful honey, and okay, trad's the only way to go. You know,
Another one you might want to consider, Sensi.
Cincy.
So it has a narrow band of temperature tolerance, but it's a
Cincy.
very very nice mead for traditionals. It gets out of the way and lets the honey shine.
Mm.
Sensy.
I see what. Uh-huh.
Sensey. Sensi.
That's Cincy. Okay, yeast, huh? Interesting. Huh. Well,
There's so many yeast strains now that it is really hard to keep them all straight.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You about need the books, which is thank God for Scott Labs. That was one of the
Right?
things when I teach in my classes is like, you can go get this book for free. And it will
Right.
tell you what this yeast likes,
Yeah.
and how it works, and
Well,
like throws floral notes or something. You can use that to figure out, what you want to do.
it gets you in the ballpark. You do have to realize that book is not oriented around mead. That is all
No, it's
oriented
all
around
around
wine,
wines. Yeah.
and it is not the same.
No.
So I think it's worth looking at it, as long as you also understand that you cannot expect the same characteristics when you're fermenting honey with it,
Mhm.
but it gives you a starting point for your own exploration if you're willing to go that far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and that's why you take good notes, and
Right.
and
And
document
you,
your
and you try multiple things, right?
Yeah.
So if you're serious about it, that's what you do. It's hard for beginners who just want to make something. They're like, well, it said this, but it did that, and that wasn't what I expected.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's okay. That's
Well, and
part of the process.
I give them the explanation of,
Right.
you can take the same recipe and give it to 10 people and it's going to be different mead.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, I've
And I
done
said, that's, due to the temperature that they're doing this at and the location and the
or
honey that they're
equipment
using, the equipment, and how clean it is and
or the shape
I mean,
of the
all the,
equipment.
any shape of the equipment. I mean, there's any number of things that are going to change it, and you don't always have control over those things.
Right.
Yeah.
You sometimes have to roll with it. So I was just looking at that Sensi. That sounds very interesting. I'm gonna have to get some
Yeah,
of that.
it's a good yeast.
Aromatic whites and rosé wines. I
Mhm,
mean, that
mhm.
would be
For the more
nice for a
delicate
trad.
Yes, for the more
Uh-huh.
delicate things, I think it's a great choice.
Uh-huh.
I do
Absolutely.
collabs with guys all the time. It's one of the favorite things I do, and we
Yeah,
make
well,
the
that's because
same
you got a whole
recipe.
gang of people around there who are into that kind
Well,
of
I
thing.
do.
So,
Unfortunate, yes, I admit, but
yes, you are.
um, but we make the same mead to the same specs, same recipe, and we bring them together, and they're all different.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They're strikingly similar, but they're definitely different. And
Right.
Yeah.
when you bring those together and you blend them and you put them in a barrel or whatever kind of project you're doing, it's a really cool experience because it adds all this depth and complexity because of the differences. But they're
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
definitely not the same. So
Yeah,
when
viva
when
la
people are
difference.
like, "Can you give me a recipe?" Yes, I can give you a recipe. I don't have a problem with that.
Be
But
aware that if
in
you tasted
your
my
hands,
this, yeah.
that recipe is not going to be the same as in my hands.
Yep. Absolutely.
Very
So
true.
when you're okay, so when you're coming up with stuff, are you? I mean, are you? I remember. Sergio said he'd come up with a name and then figure out what the meat needed to be. So
Yeah, I
where
do that too.
where do you get your ideas? I mean, where are you coming up with? Your plans and what you're gonna make.
Um, well, sometimes it's plagiarism. Um,
Yeah, well, that's kind of inevitable.
um, Sometimes we get club members that come in and go, "Well, why can't you use snozberries?" And I'm like, you know how hard they are to find.
All right,
Um,
strawberries are rare, man.
um,
I'm
but
glad they give you gas.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, they're snozberries. What did you expect?
exactly. We did make a Charlie Fizzy mead, um, where we took an orange blossom and we carbonated the shit out of it
Uh-huh.
and called it
That'd be
Charlie
fun.
Fizzy. Yeah,
Charlie Fizzy.
yeah, and we didn't get a cease and desist for that label, so that was good. Not, uh, not like our other friends over in the fatherland who doesn't have a sense of humor.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, our Yay Mead was originally called Jaeger Mead,
I'll bet you got in
and
trouble for that.
yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't have a
They
sense of humor, and
they don't.
they're
Well, come on. Look at the stuff they make.
yeah, true. I
People
mean,
drink that stuff. I mean, and they make it deliberately and people drink it anyway.
yeah,
That's
it's
that's right up there with what's that? Oh, Malort that everybody seems to be going
Oh
on
yeah,
about
Malort.
nowadays. Yeah, like ew.
yeah. I mean, it's
I've
crazy.
had it. It's not good, in my
You
No.
get
opinion, at least.
you get the cease and desist, and they send you the trademarks, and they own the word Jaeger as it applies to any alcohol, any shape or form from a 0.5% up. Um,
Wow.
they
That makes
own they own the format of the label.
yeah.
So not the colors, but they own the format of the label. So a box in a box with a band,
Uh-huh.
that's what they own, and they objected to my label that was a box in a box and a band. Um, they they objected to the name, which was pretty straightforward. But
Yeah.
we made some changes to the labels, and we changed the name to Yay Mead because they were smart. They picked up on the phonetic spelling of Jaeger
Uh-huh.
Mead.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm proud to say that I was the 17th victim of their trademark defense.
17th.
Yeah, yeah. So they had defended that Jaeger whatever 16 times
Well,
prior, and you know how they found us. We had our stuff posted on Untapped or listed on Untapped,
oh yeah.
and they sent me a
Yeah.
screenshot from Untapped, and
Oh
like,
jeez.
yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
bottle counts, revenue, you
What?
know, oh yeah, they wanted all this,
Squeeze me? It's like, look, you
yeah,
don't like the way it looks. Fine, we'll change the label and the name. Go away. Leave me
yeah,
alone.
yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
understand where they're coming from. They don't want
absolutely,
I do.
people diluting their brand because
yeah,
then it becomes Kleenex.
yeah,
Hey, speaking as somebody who has a trademark, I can totally understand where they're coming from, but
right.
yeah, the way they go about it isn't always,
And well, yeah, but I mean, what other choices do they really have? I mean, if people
not
kind of
really.
copy their label format, they use a name that's strikingly similar that makes it look like
Mm-hmm.
you are the one selling the same product. I mean,
Right.
Yep. And it
What do you
sucks
expect them to
when
do?
that happens. Yeah, you do what you need
I
to.
mean,
to
I'm
protect
just being
yourself.
devil's advocate here, but
No,
people do
you're
this all the
right.
time to capitalize on a bigger brand to sell their product, and that's not right either. So,
They could have asked for a royalty deal. I would have given them $1 a
right,
bottle for perpetuity.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure. I mean,
right.
there's other approaches, but I mean, at the end of the day, they got to protect it or they lose it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. If you
and
don't
in the
protect it, it goes
meantime,
bye-bye.
you probably sold a whole bunch of it. So, yay, good for you.
There
At
are a
least
fair
for
number of
the
people
short
who like that
term.
flavor profile, so
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. It's another badge of honor that I get to wear.
Mhm.
Hey, at least you didn't have to change your meadery name. I know there was one meadery
Well,
that
and
changed the name
the
like
funny thing
3
is, you're not
times.
the only one. There's a lot of other people out there in that boat that get cease and desists. I mean,
Yeah.
I
Oh
got
yeah.
one myself for something I was doing once upon a time. So,
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
I've issued a few.
What?
I got mead is trademarked.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
right.
the number of people that try to run off with that are amazing,
Oh, yeah.
and 9 times out of 10, they're, when I let them know, I'm sorry, this is a trademark thing and you need to cease and desist and take this off. They're cool about it. Every once
Right.
in a while, I get somebody who thinks that they can do whatever the hell they want and there's nothing I can do to stop them. It's
Right.
like, yeah, well,
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
fuck around
there
and
you
find
go.
out. That's right.
Then
You
again,
go.
I mean, Got Milk came after you.
No, Got Milk came before me, and they tried to deny me a trademark based on that, and they said it's too similar. And I came back and I said, "Oh, do tell." So you're going to revoke these already approved trademarks for got beer, got wine, got clothes, got shit, got this, got that, got the other goddamn thing, and they're all. Oops, sorry. Trying to fix up my and not swear. Sorry about that.
Soapbox.
Yeah, but anyway, that was so I wrote him a letter back, when they said this, and I said, so okay, here, here is all the trademarks that have got whatever, and here are links to all of those. These are already approved. So tell me again, because it was beer, wine, cider, you name it.
Yeah.
I mean, every alcoholic beverage on the planet, and every non-alcoholic beverage on the planet, just about. And I said, you tell me if when you're going to go ahead and revoke all of these. I'll wait.
Yeah.
Mine got approved the following week.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, as it is, it takes them 7-8 months to do it. It's ridiculous. I just had to renew it, and it takes forever.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, but it's good for 10 years. The problem is that 10 years always sneaks up on me.
There you go.
Yeah. I think my passport, same kind of thing. But
Yeah.
so are you just going to kind of keep it, like low and slow and just sort of keep on keeping on until such time that I would assume when you'd have more time, like once you retire or something?
I think this is the key to success.
Yeah.
I don't think we've maxed out the revenue in the square footage that we have yet.
Okay.
So, when we get close to that point, then, and we start to see people traveling from afar, then maybe we open a second location further east on Long Island, or maybe we go into the lower Hudson Valley, and
Ooh, that'd be
explore those waters. Because at that point, then I'm just opening a tap room,
nice. Right.
so I'm not doing the whole production space and all that infrastructure. It's basically a bar and some coolers and tables and chairs.
A couple of minions to run it, and you're off.
Yeah.
Off to
And
the
you're-
races.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
we'll see how this year plays out, and
Yeah.
hopefully it's hard because when we had to close, we made it very clear, or at least we thought we did, that we weren't closed. We were suspending our operations so we could move to a new facility. And the people are like, "Oh, we thought you closed." Over the past summer, we had so many people come in. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know you were still open." I'm like, "You live under a rock, or does your social media suck that bad?" Like,
Oh.
I mean, honestly, and
Yeah.
we're still averaging 40% new customers every week in the
Really?
tap room. Yeah, we get all these new
Wow. So
people.
so you got your regulars, so to speak, your crowd that is the 60% and then
Yeah,
another 40% new every week. That's
yeah,
great.
yeah, and that's what makes flights so cool because you give people five things that they can try, and then they're like, "Holy Christmas! Like this is so different." I'm like, "You want to try a cocktail flight? You make cocktails?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and we use the same damn thing that you just had in the
Yeah.
glass, And
So
then
we
they're
make
like,
it out of that.
"Yeah," they're like, "No
Mhm.
way," and I'll be like, "Yes way," and they'll inevitably they'll just dive right in and order a cocktail, and they'll be, that halo, that glow that all of a sudden comes up from behind them, and they like that, aha, I found a new beverage, and how did you
That's
make
so
this?
cool.
Yeah, here's the recipe. What do you need? Oh, you need that bottle, and that bottle. That drives
Um,
bottle sales.
I was gonna say you get a lot of folks that would say, "Well, great, give me one of each of those and let's do this thing."
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be all
We
over that. Yeah.
we had a guy come in last weekend. He did a flight and a cocktail, and he walked home with 7 bottles.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, and a couple of those every day, and we're doing okay.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
That's
good
pretty
stuff.
cool. Now, do you guys have you've got the cocktail and the mocktail thing going on. Do
hmm
you also have food or do you have food brought in or a truck or something
We
that's
have
nearby?
we have restaurants galore where we are
That's
in
true.
in
You're
the
right on
middle
the
of the
main
village.
drag there, aren't you?
Yeah, and so we have
Yeah.
an arrangement with the guys that took over our old space.
Uh-huh.
Created like a sports bar.
Oh.
Um, and he actually, one of the
In that
partners was
tiny
actually,
little space. Oh wait, no, that was the second place. Sorry.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was gonna say the first place you couldn't put a sports bar in there.
Yeah, they actually took both spaces and they took the wall down between the two buildings and made it
Oh,
one
okay. Yeah,
one
that
big
would work then.
space. So it
Okay.
it, it actually was 1,200 square feet when you add the two spaces together.
Uh-huh.
And one of the partners in that was actually a customer of ours. He was a retailer. He was buying stuff for on premise, and we made a deal with them. We have their QR code, pulls up their menu, and
Nice.
we tell people just in the comments put Meadwerks in there, and then they have a guy that runs it over for them, and they're you know
Nice.
they're they're usually 15 minutes from the time they place the order to the time folks get their food,
That's
and
amazing.
That's really
they
good.
love it because they're pushing food out, and I love it
Mhm.
because now people are staying for another round of drinks.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like if they're eating, they could drink more.
Yeah,
And that's,
exactly. So,
that's the thing. So,
yep,
that's cool. That is
but
very cool.
yeah, and we have a an interesting group of people that so they make gluten-free baked products,
Okay.
and it's along a horror theme, and
Oh, really?
it's it's really cool. Like,
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, right? I know it's
just
like a
check
horror theme.
check our social media, check our Instagram stuff. Some of the stuff these guys did during Halloween with brains and
God.
Oh my
different
God, that's
things,
hilarious.
and they're gluten free, and they're so cool, and they're great people, and they're doing something now this weekend for us, or with us for Valentine's Day. It's a gluten free flower box and a gluten free candy box.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Nice.
yeah,
My
it's
daughter would love that stuff. She's got an anaphylactic level allergy to gluten, so
yeah,
like
yeah,
has to avoid it like the plague.
yeah. So it's really cool, and um, we have some other crafty people and whatnot that we're collaborating with, and you know, again, it's just changing the perception of the business. It says
Yeah.
craft honey wine on the sign outside, but people look in the window and they see all this other stuff going on, and then they're intrigued and they come in and
Uh-huh.
like, what do you do here? And we make magic.
There
We
you
make
go.
magic.
I like that. I like that a lot. I've got a girlfriend lives in the Bronx that God, I've known her for going on 30 years now, but she runs her own business doing soaps and scrubs and things, and it's all goth. She's totally goth, and so
Yeah,
all her stuff it's really awesome. And I've
yeah,
got a bunch of her stuff, but I mean, I'm not into the goth thing, but she's my friend.
right.
So I totally want to support her, and she makes good stuff stuff, so it's
Well,
definitely worth it. But
send me your info because
I will.
our mead day this year is last year we tried to do a Ren Fair thing and
How'd that work out?
it went well. My wife and I
Did
were
it?
the only ones in the store that day, so we we served a couple of hundred people during the
All
day.
by yourselves? Dang.
Yeah, it was one of those busy days, and we were very grateful
Yeah.
for that. So this year, with our friends at the sports bar, we're gonna blow it up, and we're gonna make it like a Ren Fair day. Um,
Cool.
so it'll be a
Okay. I'll
men.
let her know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let her know because we're gonna
Her
have
name's
craft people there
Avril.
as you
Okay.
know as part of the whole thing. We're gonna have craft alcohol and whatnot.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
but we're gonna do a little craft section, so we have some witchcraft and bookcraft and
Oh yeah, all
yeah,
that stuff.
all that stuff.
I actually met her at a Ren Fair.
There you
'Cause
go.
she used to go to a number of I met her at one of the New York fairs, and yeah, so she's like me. It's like I haven't been in years just because
Right.
life and all, but and same with her because now she's running her business. But I know she goes
Uh-huh.
out and does a lot of shows and stuff, and you guys
Yeah.
are relatively close. So
Yeah.
do the trains run close to you?
We're trains literally run over us practically.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I think she doesn't have a car. I know she occasionally she'll get help with transporting things, but I know she also uses the train, so that was something I
Uh-huh.
was thinking about. All right, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll get up with her and put her in touch with you
Yeah.
and give her your stuff.
Absolutely. Be good
Yeah.
stuff.
So I don't know what else she's got on her schedule, but yeah, you'll love her. Her stuff is great. I love her soaps. They're just
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Yay, networking.
Yay, networking.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it. Hey, it's, small business people got to stick together. It's like,
It's hard.
it is. You got to. It's the only way to survive. It's a tough world out there,
Yeah.
and you're in one of the tougher ones. I mean, shoot, you know, New York and NYC, the greater NYC area
Uh-huh.
is, like, whew,
It's
pretty intense.
it is very intense and it is
Yeah.
and it is a life's work. Um and it's not for the faint of heart because
No,
if
no, it's not.
if you have visions of grandeur and or you want to be somebody that's put the work in and put the hours in and you're looking at them 10 years from their start and they've achieved that certain level of success. You can't expect to have that success in any shorter amount of time, unless
No.
you have like the next greatest thing on the planet.
Or you
um,
get extremely lucky, or you've got a backer who's famous or
yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old joke: how do you make $1 million in a brewery? You start with two.
Start with 2 million. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Works in meaderies too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
say
think it's
even being famous doesn't always guarantee everything. It was that kid that was all over in the Disney shows? My daughter used to watch him on television. Opened a meadery. Him and his brother are
yeah,
twins, but he opened a
Dylan.
meadery over in Manhattan. Yeah,
Yep, Dylan in Brooklyn.
Dylan.
He
Yeah.
was in a bougie hotel in Brooklyn.
Really, yeah, like totally bougie, and I
Yeah,
mean, it never really. I mean, it went, but it didn't really go.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
because he was making traditional meads with New York State orange blossom honey.
New York State orange blossom honey. Really,
Exactly.
I was
They
unaware of the vast orange orchards in New York State.
apparently they're secret. They're hidden somewhere.
Oh, they keep them up by the Finger Lakes and
Yeah,
Honeoye area.
maybe.
It's,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, come on, the whole farm winery thing kind of goes
Yeah,
out the window. Don't you have to use a certain percentage of stuff has to be New York produced?
I have to make 50 gallons a year with New York State honey.
Okay. Beyond that, though, you can do whatever you like.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, that's all right then. That's not terrible. I was at the conference they had upstate,
Uh huh.
up in the Finger Lakes area, and I can't remember the town we were in, but they had a mead conference up there, and I got asked to speak, and it was when they had just passed the farm thing, and so
Right.
meaderies were popping up everywhere. You
Right.
know, there was like you guys went from like 3 or 4 meaderies in the entire state to like 15 almost overnight.
Yeah. And now we're back to 3 or 4 in the state.
Yeah, well, it's a thing. There's a lot of people that think, because their brother's cousin's sister's son said that their mead was good, that they should open a meadery. And I keep telling them, it's like, no, unless perfect strangers are telling you it's really awesome,
Right.
You need to
Wait,
slow down
have you
there.
ever met a perfect stranger?
Well, nobody's perfect,
Okay,
except God,
There you go.
but
thank you for
you
making my
know,
point.
yes, you're right. Okay, so you meet a stranger, and
There you go.
Mr. Semantics here,
A potentially unbiased stranger, then.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right. Yeah, perfect schmurfect. It's the same kind of thing. But yeah, I mean that's I can't tell you how many people I've told that to. They're like, "Oh, I really think I want to start a beatery." It's like, okay, so
Yeah.
let's talk about what that looks like.
Let me give you one reason why and 10 reasons why not.
Right. Yeah, and it's like you're going to spend a lot of money, so don't you want to know for sure that
Yeah.
your meat is really excellent and is going to sell? Because if all you're doing is making, and sorry for this, Roger, Jägermeister mead,
Right.
everybody says, "Oh yeah, it's really awesome." That's a
Yeah.
fairly limited collection of people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and keep in mind too, it's not necessarily about your mead in order to run a successful business. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
look at
Yeah,
the
right.
macro breweries who don't. I mean, yes, the beer they make is consistently the same,
Right.
Yeah,
but is
it's
it
crappy, but
great
consistently
beer
crappy.
really?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, so it's not necessarily about your product. It's about
Can you
your
run a business?
space, your
Yeah.
environment, your audience, and the
Well,
product. And
and as you
you
say, you're
can't survive
technically
without good
control.
product, but
No, you can't.
it's
But you're
pretty tough.
right.
You can, but
Good
it's
product
tough.
alone isn't gonna make you a success. If
Correct.
you can't run a
No.
Correct.
business, then or can't get somebody in there who knows how to run a business, then you're not gonna
Right.
make it.
So you better have some idea what you're doing. And if you've never run
hmm
a business, running an alcohol related business is a
Oh
tough way to
God, just
start
like
in the business world.
yeah, it's like
Mhm.
miles beyond normal businesses, just
It's
with the
it's
complications.
one of the most regulated businesses on the planet. So keep
hmm
that in mind too. The amount
Yeah.
of paperwork you have to do is daunting.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, I found that if you have good product but a great experience, you'll do well. If
hmm
you
Yeah,
have a if you have a
I
great
agree.
if you have a great product and you're in a warehouse somewhere,
Not so
you're
much. Yeah.
you're not going to do as well. And I've seen it.
It's
I've
going to be
seen it
tough.
with breweries. I mean, we
hmm
Yeah.
have we have a broad brush, even in New York State. Long Island breweries have always been. They get a commercial space, they make beer, they have a tap room. It's cool. You go there, you hang out, whatever.
hmm
Anywhere else in New York State, out north of Long Island, they're brew pubs. They have food, and
hmm
the guys down here rely on food trucks for the most part.
Yeah.
That is starting to change slowly, because you got to keep butts in chairs, and
And the way to do that is to have the full experience.
it's to have the full experience. And if you're going to
Yeah.
rely on a food truck, and what happens is the guy's food truck breaks down, or
hmm
he doesn't meet his expectation at your brewery because he sells some exotic wontons or something like that, and people
Yeah.
just want like a pretzel and a hot dog. You know,
Right. Or
um,
if he goes tits up because because he's not a good business person
right,
or she, I
right,
mean, that's also a complicated thing because there's
yeah,
regulations and permits and yada yada yada, truck or no.
yep,
But yeah, I hear you. I love you can order from the place down the road and they'll bring it. I was at a place
That's
in
awesome.
yeah, I went to a place when I was in California for the first Mead class they had at
uh,
UC Davis.
yeah,
So we were at a bar basically in Davis, and they had like everything.
right,
I mean, there's just a wall of beers, meads, and ciders that were just like it was daunting. There was so much of it,
right,
and but they had menus for. They were right in the middle of things like you guys are, and they had menus for 2 or 3 different places that would make it and run it over to you. And it was great. So we hung out there for several hours, just hanging out, John, and eating and drinking, and
perfect,
yeah. I like
good
that. I
stuff.
mean, if it's just the mead, I mean, that's great. And I can go hang out because I usually know or get to know the meadery owners because
Yep,
of who I am.
right,
But if I was just a regular person, it'd be like go in, taste the mead, buy what I'm go, and leave. You
right,
know?
Yeah, like the winery tours that I did while we were on my honeymoon.
right,
Yeah,
Those are fun.
go in, taste some stuff, chat with people because I know how to make alcohol.
Right.
and then go to the next one.
Then go to the next one.
And go to the
Exactly.
next one. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing the winery trail in the city that's north of me, and same kind of thing. It's like, you go in, you drink, you leave.
Right,
I like more than that out of my experience.
right, right, and that's what's redefining manufacturing locations.
I think you probably are right there. I mean, if you're doing something that gives people an experience they enjoy that they want to have again,
And it could be
then
entertainment. It doesn't necessarily have to be food, but it could be
yeah.
entertainment. So if you're
Hmm.
doing themed trivia better
That's
than just general run of the mill come every Tuesday night for or Thursday night for trivia, because that's that's another a siloed crowd of people that
hmm
have to want to drink your product and
right.
answer questions and be
Yeah, yeah,
competitive, right?
right.
So, but if you do a theme thing, which we typically do, come in costume, get extra points. So we do a Harry
Ooh,
Potter,
nice.
or we're doing a Stranger Things, oddly enough, at the end
Oh,
of the
really?
month.
Okay.
um, that and then we create cocktails and mocktails around that theme,
Oh,
and then that brings the whole package. And we promote the BYOF. We're not afraid of that. um, so there you go.
yeah. I like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Theme trivia makes sense. I like that a lot. I say I see a lot of the events that various places are putting on because
Hmm.
we try to find those and list them on the show every time.
Right.
Give them a little bit of airplay. But I see everything from sipping paints to
Yep.
karaoke is another one that I see popping up more and more, which
So
I find
we
amusing. I like karaoke.
we do karaoke.
Karaoke?
Nice.
Okay, so why is it karaoke? You get really bad singers, or
Horror
uh,
theme, right?
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
So I come up and sing the Monster Mash.
Yeah. Oh
Nice
yeah.
by Alice Cooper.
Yeah, right. Alice Cooper, welcome to my nightmare.
There you go. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, that's cool. And I say one of them, the meadery in the Dancing Skeleton, which is in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. No idea
Uh-huh.
where that is in Oklahoma, but they're doing a Valentine's murder mystery dinner.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty elaborate, actually. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't just put those on. There's like a whole process that has to happen there in order for that to
Mhm.
happen.
No, we're
So
gonna do it's Friday the 13th, which is fantastic.
it
And there's
is, yeah.
and there's three of them this year, which plays right into our macabre witchcraft undertones. So
Okay.
we're gonna do Hex Your Ex on Friday.
Ah,
Uh,
oh, that's great.
So
Just
come
somebody coming
in.
in that does hexes.
My social media person is a witch, and
Oh, okay.
she will have spell jars and various spells, and you can come in and hex your ex, and
Nice.
while you're enjoying a wonderful cocktail,
I like it.
a chocolate covered strawberry habanero cocktail, a mead. Yeah.
Ooh,
oh,
I like the
wow.
sound of that.
Yeah. It's pretty yummy.
I want
Yeah,
one
it
now.
sounds good. Yeah, right? I know. It's like, ooh, nice. That'll be cool.
Yep. So that'll be the start of the month, and then at the end of the month we'll have a dirty biatch martini flights.
Mm,
So, ironically, I made a prickly pear mead, and I wasn't really crazy
Uh-huh.
about it because it's like a really weird fruit, um,
It is a weird fruit. Yeah.
and it goes really well with a shot of vodka and some olive juice, and it actually
Interesting.
turns into like a vermouth, and
huh.
you can make yourself a dirty martini with that, and it's pretty darn cool.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, so we have a bunch of those things and cool stuff.
I like it. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So it's moving along. So is your wife also involved in the meadery? Or
Um,
only when you get overwhelmed and you need her to come in and help?
yeah, only only when if we're doing an event and stuff like that. It's hard. She works full time. She runs a daycare during the week. So
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah. So unless we have a staff issue or we have a very large event going on, we'll chip in and we'll take over. I'd rather work on my business than in my business, so to speak.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that on your business versus in your business are two completely different things, and
Oh
you
yeah.
have to, and on your business is more critical if you want to keep your business.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, that's the thing. It's like, sure, I'd love to just live in my business every day, but you can't do that and survive.
No.
You can't.
No.
That's
Because if you're the bartender, if you're the brewer, if you're the accountant, if you're the janitor, you've already got three hats too many.
Yep.
You know, and it's hard for people to understand that.
It is.
You know,
And,
you
and
got
So
it's
to
like
what
you
what's
have to,
your favorite thing to do? Do you like customer facing? You like the brewing? You like the
napping. I like
business part?
napping.
What?
he likes napping.
Napping is
Oh, I
napping
see.
is fun.
Okay. Okay.
Who doesn't like napping, Roger? I mean, really,
All right, so I overstated the obvious. No, you know what? I enjoy being behind the bar. Uh, it gets me because I'll always pull stuff out of the
Right?
somewhere, and people be like, oh, and then that's like another experience thing, like, oh, I met the owner and he gave me a sample out of a barrel and
Of
blah blah blah.
course.
And then they want to come back when that's released, and you kind of hype that up a little bit, but
Absolutely. Back when I was visiting a lot of breweries in my beer brewing days, that was one of my favorite things going into places and these guys. You get talking to them about all the details about how to and what not, right?
yep, yep,
And they start pulling out all these special reserve barrel age, this and that. And
yeah,
those are the things you talk about. That's how the
yep,
word spreads. And
yep.
it's so fun. It
Yep.
is so fun,
That
truly.
that I definitely enjoy that, and that and that aha moment when people, when you tell somebody, oh, listen, so this is, you're going to experience this flavor, and when you first sip it, or this is what you're going to smell, but then this is what you're going to taste initially, and then after you let it sit in your stomach and you exhale a little bit, you might get this, and then
Hmm.
they'll take a sip, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, holy crap,
I
like
get it.
When
I
it
get
actually
it,
happens, yeah.
yeah, and
hmm
yeah. And then there's that expert that always comes in and says, "Oh, I can really taste the honey," and I'll be like, "Yeah, there isn't any left, you dumbass."
Yeah,
Oh, I
it's
like the ones. I
gone.
like the ones that come in and try to tell you your business.
Yes, the ones that always
This
have a
could be
marketing,
better if
they have
blah
marketing
blah blah
solutions
blah
for
blah.
you, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Well,
Or
maybe
the
once
ones
in a
that come
while,
in
one
and
of those
pretend
is a
to be,
good one.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I like the ones that come in and try to tell you how to make mead. Like, and
yeah,
and these are usually people who themselves have only made like 2 or 3 batches, but think they're like all that and a bag of chips because their brother, sisters, cousin, son said they were.
right. I haven't had too many of those guys, but I've had guys that come in and they want me to give them a class, and you know,
Oh,
and
sure.
and if I'm the
Yeah,
bartender that day and I'm doing and I've got people in the tasting room, it's hard,
I'm
to
kind
not,
of kind of kind of working here.
yeah,
Well, there's an easy solution to that. Just put a price on it
Yeah, and
right,
hold a
and make
class.
sure it's really substantial. So that way, if they take you up on it, you're
right,
golden.
right,
Yeah,
That'll shut
I just
down the
say
discussion quick.
right.
the folks that wanted to take my class, they were like, "Well, you have to have the equipment." They're like, "Well, I don't have the equipment. How much is it going to cost?" Well, $125. What? Yeah.
That's it? Are you kidding me?
Well, this
Yeah.
is basic 2-gallon buckets, and
Oh, I know. I'm
and
not saying it's a lot. I'm saying
yeah,
like it should be more.
right, yeah. But I mean, I have no idea what I'm getting paid for it. Usually, the club ends up giving me. The last time I taught a class, they gave me money. I was like, I didn't even expect it, but they gave it to me anyway. I mean, this is my bee. I'm doing this for my beekeeping club.
Right.
So I don't expect to get paid for making a presentation. It's my beekeeping.
Right.
But being reimbursed for
they-
expenses would be nice.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the only expense I have is the getting down there part, and they're only a half hour, 45 minutes away. It's not that far. But they feel guilty if they don't give me money for it, and I'm like, well, that's okay, fine, thank you. I'll take your money.
There you go.
God knows, being retired and all, I could certainly use it. I'm flat broke
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
But yeah, it is. It's good stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they go with this class. 15 people is like blew me away. I expected 4 or 5.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's all right. That's what I mean. You should, if you're into it, hold a mead making class. Charge them.
We actually
And
are.
if they want to learn,
Well,
they'll
that's what I'm
come.
saying. Yeah, it's like when
Yeah.
somebody comes in and asks for that, just make sure it's priced so you can make a living off it.
Next
Mhm.
Thursday, I'm gonna hold a Thursday night session, and we'll see how many people show up, and go
Mhm.
from there. First, it's like a drug dealer. The first one's free. After that, you got to pay for it.
Right, yeah. We'll get you hooked, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So they get
Well-
just enough information to make them want to come back and learn more.
Just
Right.
a little taste, just one
Just a
hit.
little, yeah.
Yeah.
Mead 101, but if you want to have 102,
See,
that's
see what I
gonna
got here in my trench coat? Yeah.
Did I forget to mention about temperature control when you make?
Oh, did I not
That's
say
in the
that?
102 class. Yeah.
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 If you look on this side of my jacket, I've got the Kavaikis here, man.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
hot.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not
Are
a
you-
fan.
Not a fan. I was gonna
Oh.
say, why not?
You know what we
I-
haven't done?
What haven't we done?
Nathan Stegman questions.
We haven't. Oh my God, yeah. Nate's gonna kill us.
No, he won't. Nate's
I know.
way too nice for that.
He's way too nice for that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know, Roger, if you pay attention at all, but Nathan Stegman, who's one of the Minnesota Mead Mafia crowd, sends in questions for every single show, and if he's sick, that's how we know he's sick, because he doesn't send in questions. So
No.
Now, I want to preface this by saying that Nathan's questions tend to be very
complex.
in depth. They
Involved.
require that you pay full attention. You're not allowed to look away from the screen or be distracted by anything.
Okay.
First question. Your crowdfunding effort years ago gave a substantial start to your business in building out the tap room and space. In what ways has your experience in the community grown as a result of channeling unique support along the way?
The hell does that even mean?
You have to parse through the complicated questions. This is what I was trying to tell you.
You're German, Roger. You should be able to do this stuff.
Oh my! It's
Should
late
I
for
repeat
me.
the question?
It's like 2
Or
hours
should I
past my
break the question?
I
bedtime.
know, it's like you have to get up at like 3 a.m. or something.
I know.
Yeah.
Like that.
I can break it into two pieces. You can answer
Yes,
each piece
yes.
individually.
Let's try that.
Okay. So your crowdfunding effort years ago gave you a start to your business. How has that changed the way that you approach your business?
Wow. How does that change the way I approach my business? I don't know. It plays to our mission statement that we make mead for the community, not for competition.
Okay.
Okay. Perfectly fair.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. I like
That's
it.
a real good answer, actually. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because
So when you're weighing margins as a business, there's a climate of change and needs of your customers. What do you feel are the advantages to keeping hours strictly to Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays?
Well, I can honestly say that in our 8 years of business, we have not increased our bottle prices one iota.
dang.
We
Impressive.
started in 2018 selling bottles for $25 out of the tasting room, all in, tax included, and we are still at $25 a bottle.
Okay, that's surprising.
Yeah. Especially considering that change in production costs.
Mhm.
And the production cost is primarily an ingredient cost, and there was a spike during COVID, but we felt that we would eat some of that because we didn't want to scare people away. Um, and we, again, it's a niche product, it's a unique product. We're very proud of our product. And unlike some of the petrol companies, we're not gouging people and changing our price at the pump when there's a fluctuation in the price of our consumables. Right. So,
Okay. Here's another question for you. How does your Mitternacht and Mini Nacht release compare to your Yay Mead in your unique approaches to profile variations in the use of black currants?
so the mini Nacht is literally a draft or session version of the Mitternacht.
Aha.
So same honey, same black currants, different sugar levels. So
Okay.
that's that. And the yeast is the same for both.
Uh-huh.
The Yay mead has I sneak in a little Eastern buckwheat honey,
Yeah.
along with the wildflower honey, to give it a little funky depth that I like
Okay.
with Eastern buckwheat honey.
Nice. And
Hmm.
this is my question. So I love black currants. I think it's one of the most underrated ingredients in mead making,
Mhm.
personally. I think they're awesome for mead making. Are you using a puree? Are you using whole fruit? Are you using clarified juice? What are you doing?
We're using concentrate from Current C, upstate New York.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the best concentrate out of. We had to buy something else once when in our history, and it was not the same at all.
Right.
And we went right back, and that was like a small experimental batch because of that. And
Hmm.
I will buy their concentrate is by far the best, and it's uber tart. It's exactly what you would expect from biting into black currants.
Right. Yeah, I actually just did an interview with you. So, yeah, good product.
Yes, very good product and consistent.
Yes. Although now he's experimenting with some new Polish varieties of blackcurrant, which I'm
Is he
excited to see how that turns.
interesting?
Hmm. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Yes, it will. Another question from Nathan. Peanut butter and grape drink and Meaderita
yeah.
represent unique flavor combinations that can strike a chord. Are there approachable session mead options that you had floating as ideas or from other commercial meaderies that you feel like you'd like to explore in the future and make them a draft mead worthy of selling at WA Meadwerks? That's a long
Um,
question.
Yeah. At
you
least it's only
know,
one part.
what's funny was when we started, we were focusing on draft meads because we wanted to really get the beer drinkers in, and the cider drinkers in. And ironically, we would take some of our session meads and then make them a full strength. So we don't make a 5.5% session mead, and then we'd make a 12%, same flavor profile, but we'd make a 12% version of it. I have not yet found a need or a want to go the other way. Um, Although we accidentally, I made a draft base, and in the summer we have slushy machines, which are so
Oh, you have
cool.
slush. I love those things. Yeah.
And
Brad was the one who kicked those things off, and like I'm so happy they took off because that's just such
yeah,
an awesome use of mead.
our slushy machine is 7 years old. A little bit of maintenance on it, and it has paid for itself 100 times over. Um,
Nice.
and I use a draft base, and then we just put flavored syrups and throw them in the slushy machine, um, for like crazy stuff, right? Um, I had it on tap, and people started ordering it, and they were like, "This is amazing," and I'm like, "You're kidding me?" And they're like, "No, dude, this is good stuff. Like, what do you call this? And I'm like, mead. And they're like, no, really, can we buy some? And I'm like, no, it's just use it for the slushy machine. And then this one couple, God bless them, they came in, and his email address is not in the mafia. And he said, you should call it Buzz Light because it tastes like, a light version of your traditional meads. And I was like, all right, let's go down that cease and desist road.
Oh man,
So if you see a B character in a spacesuit, you'll know it's from me.
I see. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
All right. Final question from Nathan.
A simple
Would you ever
one.
consider bringing the Ecto Mead or Cherry Springer back into rotation?
Ecto Mead is a March release and an October release because of the unique color.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when it's being released. It's actually going in the tank this weekend for our our March holiday. And then Cherry Springer has been on the list. It keeps getting bumped. And I promise that we will have a Cherry Springer, and we may even have a full strength Cherry Springer, which will be interesting as well.
Okay. Cherry Springer sounds interesting. I might want to try that one.
Yeah. Oh, that goes really good with when the first time we made it. We'd make like cherry cola with it. We'd just add some Coke to it.
Oh my God.
And
So it's like a Coke float, like totally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
But I think it would be better with the sweeter 12%, mead as opposed to, bubbly session mead.
Yeah, and then you could put, see if you make it as a bubbly session mead, you could put a big dollop of vanilla ice cream in there, and it'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how that spirals now out of control.
It does. It goes nuts. Yeah, I've sparked more than a few things by speculating randomly.
Yeah.
And people are like, wait, I didn't think of that. It's like, well, knock yourself out, man. Have fun with it.
There you go.
Let me know how it turns out.
Yep.
I'm all about flavor combos. So
and it's cool. It's cool to order when you go and you say, somebody orders it and they'll be like, "What's that?" They'll be like, "Oh, that's our Cherry Springer float. What's in it? There's this and this and this. Oh, can I get one? Sure."
Awesome.
We make a mead colada, right? Which we make for the summer.
Oh, yeah.
We put that in the slushy machine. And
oh God!
Lo and behold, when you throw a shot of bourbon in that, it's like the infamous rocket fuel.
Oh God!
And let me tell you, we have little 24-ounce buckets that we sell for people to walk around the neighborhood with. It's a party.
All
right.
That's so cool. Yeah. I like it. I guess I'm going to have to get to New York or something.
Yeah, come during the spring or the summer.
Yeah, unless we can lure you out of there to a comp or something, Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Get away? Yeah, wait, that never happens.
Yeah.
That is the problem when you have a regular job and a business job.
And a business job. And you're the sole owner.
Right.
Yeah. You don't even have a partner you can flip things over to and go, hey, I'm taking off for a 3-day, man. Be back in a bit.
Well, anytime you're away, you got to hire somebody. So, there's that always working against you.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep. I hear you.
Your life choices.
But, I know.
It is that.
Hey, I got 6 dogs. So like every time we go out, it's like it's an ordeal because we have to decide, are we taking them? Are we not taking them? If we aren't taking them, who's going to take care of them while we're gone? Kind of thing.
Right.
So can't exactly board them. They cost like $350 a day.
Oh gosh, with that many dogs? Holy. Yeah.
Yeah, I priced it up once and it scared me.
Oh, so. just one dog's scary.
I know. how much they charge for those things. And none of mine are ever been there, so they probably wouldn't do well. You know, they're
Yeah, just turn them loose in the pasture. They'll be fine.
I got a fenced backyard. That's what my auntie does when she's watching them. She just kicks them out the house and then goes back to her place down the road. You know, comes back and lets them in after a while. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
Well, that covers pretty much all the questions I think we had lined up.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's been a bit of a quiet night. So yeah, as far as questions go. So yeah, it's good having you back, Roger. It's been too long, man. I haven't talked to you in ages.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, glad you were willing to spend the time with us.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we appreciate it. Yeah, so y'all check it out, WA Meadwerks, and that's works, WERKS, WAMeadwerks.com. And check them out. And you've only got 3 up there right now, Roger. And I don't know if that's because you're blowing them out the door so fast you can't keep them online or what.
Yeah, no, we'll have some stuff. We'll have a blueberry ginger in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, yeah.
And then we'll have some other stuff coming down the line pretty quick behind that.
Nice.
Well, sounds good.
Sounds
right.
real good, yeah. And good luck in the Valks since I know you're entering. So
Yeah, I appreciate it.
yeah, you'll get a shout out because I usually broadcast their awards ceremony for them. So
Okay.
if you win, it'll be like, woohoo, Roger, way to go! Yeah, people listen to me screaming.
Yeah,
They have to listen to me, so you know.
that's funny.
Yeah, well, you know. John about stuff's the only way anybody knows me. So what got to do something.
There you go.
Yeah. All right, man. Take care. And
Appreciate it.
yeah, we'll catch you up. Try to get some sleep before you got to get up. But oh God, it's early. And you know.
Oh, Dark 100 comes early.
Dark 100, man. I'm telling you, I remember that when I was there and we're like walking out. It's like 6:30 or 7 or something. You're like, yeah, I got to get up in like 4 hours. I'm like, what? He's helping me carry. He decided to gift me some extra meat, so he's got like an extra box and he's carrying it out to the car. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You were so good to me.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll have to do this again.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Take care.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.
Take care, Roger.
Cheers.
Cheers. Night, man.
Bye.
Night.
Okay, it's a busy month for meaderies with activities, it being, Valentine's Day and whatnot. Not to mention the fact that Friday the 13th, which was hilarious because when I mentioned it, John was going to make restaurant reservations for us to go out to dinner Friday night. And he's like, wait, it's the 13th? Are you willing to go out? And I'm like, sure, I don't care. What's the worst that could happen?
Hey, Friday 13th are good.
That's right. Yeah. It's like, it's attitudinal things. So we're just going to roll with it. But okay. February 11th. So tomorrow, Green Mountain Mashers in Essex Junction, Vermont has a traditional mead night with man-made mead sensory tests. So that's a brew club. So definitely we're checking out some really good mead makers there and some good information. February 12th, Bardic Wells Meadery in Montague, Michigan has Mead and Mendy, so they'll be doing all sorts of things like henna and whatnot. February 12th, Valhalla Meadery in Bozeman, Montana has a jam session, and they do this every week on the same day, so you can just bring your instrument and jam along. Sounds like fun. February 12th, Thirsty Bee Meadery in Tomball, Texas has Larry Lane doing live music. February 13th, Starlight Meadery at the Honeysuckle Tea House in Chapel Hill, North Carolina has a Valentine's mead tasting. That's actually 2 meaderies in one place. February 13th, Clear Skies Meadery in Rockville, Maryland has Make Your Own Mosaic Heart. February 13th, Hex Meadery in Kaukauna, Wisconsin has their anniversary party. February 13th, Manic Meadery in Crown Point, Indiana has Paint and Drink Valentine Animals. February 14th, Be Immortal Mead in Round Rock, Texas has a Valentine's Mead workshop. February 14th, Dancing Skeleton Meadery in Sapulpa, Oklahoma has a Valentine's Murder Mystery Dinner. That sounds really cool. February 14th, Southern Origin Meadery in Cannon, Georgia has couples painting each other. Apparently this is a TikTok trend. So something to think about. Paint your spouse and then show them what you painted. That could be great or maybe not so much. I don't know. It could be a problem. February 15th, Medicel Meadery in Lancaster, Pennsylvania has a meadery dance. So just come and dance. February 15th, Clear Skies Meadery, Rockville, Maryland, has an acoustic jam with Mike Rock folk music. February 15th, Chubby Cheeks Meadery in Temecula, California, has Pet and Paint Valentine's Day fundraiser.
Nice.
Yeah. February 18th, Lancashire Mead Company at the Jorvik Viking Center in York, UK, has a mead tasting event. February 19th, Dancing Skeleton Meadery in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, has fiber crafting. They're doing some interesting stuff with that. February 21st, Monk's Meadery in Atlanta, Georgia, has Exhibition Armored Combat. Yeah, AJ's all up for that. February 21st, Weird Leather and Mead in Portland, Oregon, has Expedition 33 Mead Up. February 21st, WA Meadwerks, Lindenhurst, New York. Mead Becomes Her, cult cinema and themed cocktails. So I love the movie Death Becomes Her. I've seen that thing. I don't know how many times. It's hilarious. February 26th, Dancing Skeleton Meadery in Sapulpa, Oklahoma, has a karaoke night. February 28th, Grimsby Hollow Meadery in Middleville, Michigan. Drink mead, learn things. Anatomy of a killer when doctors become predators. So that'll be interesting. I really got to go see one of those. March 5th, Crafted Artisan Meadery in Mogadore, Ohio, has Paint and Sip. March 20th and 21st is the Valkyrie's Horn Mead competition in Minneapolis. Are entries still open, Kevin?
Not for home. We are totally tapped out and
You
went a
filled
little
up,
over.
yeah, like 3 times you filled up, didn't you?
Yeah, so we ended up at 402, which was a surprise, but
Uh-huh.
it's a software thing. Somebody must have had 3 or 4 entries in the system and paid for them all at once, which sent us
Okay.
over the cap. But we still have a little room in the commercial
Okay.
competition, so there's time to
Well,
get
Rogers,
those
you're
in.
incoming, so that might be,
Yep, weather's good right now. Get those things shipped, and delivery date
Yep.
is February 27 by 3 p.m.
Okay, so the next to last day of February, they've got to be there.
Right.
So don't mess it up, guys. Come on, you commercials, step up. Let's do this thing. Are you guys still looking for judges, or are y'all full up there too?
Oh, we are full.
Judges and minions
So-
are good.
Nice.
What's that?
Judges and minions are good then.
Oh yes, we're in great shape. Unfortunately, we've had to turn away a few stewards that wanted to come in at the last minute. We are full. This year, more than half of our judges are from outside of the state,
Oh, nice.
which is awesome. Having so many traveling judges, we truly appreciate that.
It's a long drive, but it's well worth it.
Well, or
And also-
flight, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It also gives me an excuse to stop at John's place up in Wisconsin on my way back. So
Oh yes,
hopefully we
absolutely.
won't have- hopefully we won't be having a vicious snowstorm in the UP, so I'll be able to do it.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean it's
Last
it's
year I had
wonderful
to go
having
through Chicago, I think. So
having all these people flying in from around the country is very rewarding for us and hopefully for them too. So looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's a good competition, so well worth it. And they have events as well as the comp itself, so it's really cool. And
Indeed.
it gets better every year.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. That's right. March 28th, Zymarian Meadery in Orlando, Florida, has Bonsai and Cheers with L&J Nursery. I would love to do something like that. I've always wanted a bonsai. My last tree sign didn't make it. March 28th, Folklore Brewing and Meadery in Dothan, Alabama, has Dothan Songwriters Festival. April 11th, Mershon's Artisan Cider in Stoughton, Wisconsin, has the Wisconsin Cider and Mead Festival. April 11th, Wild Blossom Meadery, Chicago, Illinois, has a wine run 5K. If you're going to run 5K, you might as well be with wine, right? April 19th, Crafted Artisan Meadery in Mogadore, Ohio, has Make a Sand Art Terrarium. So that'll be fun. But we got lots of stuff coming up. I'm still filling in the calendar going forward. We got some people further out, but I'm still filling in all the gaps. So we'll be I'm going to put it all up in events on the Got Me page on Facebook, and that will cross post at Instagram and whatnot. So, you guys will know what's coming up as I get them. I'll put them up there. In the meantime, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and, be excellent to one another.
Take
Night,
care.
everybody.
All right, night all.